A house fire in Columbia causes significant damage.
And a possible cause.
Live from Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News, first at 5.
South Columbia residents have their power back after an outage this morning. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Reek.
And I'm Greg Mantell. Columbia Water and Light was unable to provide information about what caused the outage. Water and Light officials say they sent workers to London Drive and Jean Ray Drive. Residents in that area say the power outage began around 10 a.m. It lasted for about 30 minutes. And residents say they've not experienced any issues after city workers restored the power. We went out and talked to some residents about what happened. Residents say they remember a loud noise resembling an explosion at the moment the power went out. They also say they heard sirens about 15 minutes after the noise.
We were just sitting there watching TV and then...
The Water and Light emergency team was also unable to give details on the outage. They say the city will release those details tomorrow when administrative officers return to work. Missouri's education system will be the focus of a newly formed State House Committee. The House Interim Committee on Education will consider ways to improve outcomes and better prepare students for college and adulthood. The committee has scheduled its first meeting for next Thursday at the state capitol. The panel will examine education issues during the summer and fall before lawmakers return in January for their next legislative session. Moberly police arrested 4 people yesterday after finding methamphetamines, crack cocaine, marijuana, a large amount of cash, and paraphernalia related to the distribution of controlled substances. Police arrested a 29-year-old male for distribution of controlled substances and maintaining a public nuisance. His bond was set at $100,000. Police also arrested another 29-year-old male for possession of a controlled substance. He's been released pending charges. Police also arrested a 28-year-old female for possession of a controlled substance. She has also been released. And police arrested a 22-year-old female for possession of marijuana. Her bond was set at $2,500.
2 are dead, more than 180 injured, 49 seriously. This after a Boeing 777 crashed at the San Francisco International Airport yesterday.
NBC's Noel Walker has the latest on what may have caused the crash. The long holiday weekend continued with more violence in Chicago last night. Police say 2 men fired on a group of people at a house around 6 p.m. 1 man was killed and 7 other people were wounded. 4 are in critical condition. Since Wednesday, 11 men have been shot and killed. Another 54 people were wounded in the shooting incidents. No arrests have been made in any of the 11 fatal shootings. Heavy rains caused part of a high school's roof to collapse in eastern Tennessee. Officials say no one was injured in the collapse, which occurred around lunchtime today. One of the school's classrooms was destroyed by the partial roof collapse. Officials believe rain accumulated on the roof's flat roof, causing the collapse. School officials say the building was built in 1976 and has had no prior roof issues besides occasional leaks. In their 6th stop on a nationwide rights and responsibility tour, Gabby Giffords and Mark Kelly spoke in Maine about expanding background checks when purchasing firearms. Giffords is the former congresswoman who was shot in the head in 2011. She's been advocating for stronger gun laws ever since. Her husband, an avid gun owner, also supports expanding background checks to internet and gun show sales of firearms. The couple makes their final stop in North Carolina today. It's another hot day out there today. Let's send it over to Rosie to see if the temperatures will get even hotter. Rosie, what's going on?
Rosie, thank you very much. Several construction projects along Highway 63.
We'll have a look at what the bill for some of those projects is costing MoDOT.
Not only are we going to have that chance of rain, which, by the way, we're looking a little bit dry right now. We could use a pretty good washout, but then we're going to have those temperatures in the upper 80s for the weekend. I think for the middle of July, that's fantastic.
Sure. It was hot and sticky today.
It was a little bit hot and sticky, but we will take it down just a few degrees.
How was Fire in the Sky?
Fire in the Sky was fantastic. Looked like it was going to rain on us. I was absolutely babysitting my radar app, but it held out. It was a gorgeous 4th of July. Didn't you guys think so?
Well, I had to work, but I trust you.
He was in the air conditioning.
All right. Thanks, Rosie.
Sure.
Seems like construction projects come and go along Highway 63.
We'll tell you how MoDOT is keeping the construction costs down.
Just as drivers pass up and down Highway 63, so do construction projects.
But what does the final bill of some of those projects look like? KOMU 8's Lucas Geisler shows just how efficient MoDOT's been. Making jewelry to raise a buck.
A Fulton girl is giving... We have an update now on that plan to build a new animal shelter in Fulton.
KOMU 8's Meredith Albert shows us one resident who's doing her part to raise money for a cause close to home. A famous festival hits the streets of Spain today.
We've seen this. I don't know why they do that.
Me neither.
No.
Now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU 8 News at 9. Another heat wave. Why the Northeast area says this is the third wave to hit this year.
And investigators retrieve key evidence to help determine what caused the Asiana Airlines crash in San Francisco. Rosie?
To the weekend, you know we have to talk about what was just said on the commercial break. Jim knows someone who did the running of the bulls and fell off a table and broke his legs.
He didn't get hurt by the bulls.
Get hurt by a bull.
I would be up on the table too. Is that related?